Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel for trending videos. Top Democrat and Hillary associate busted in massive scandal forking out over $27,000 in taxpayer money. The adage of "you can tell a lot about a person by the company they keep" could not be more accurate, especially when dealing with the Clintons. It appears that every time there is a scandal that emerges from Washington, D.C., it somehow is connected to the Clintons and their friends. Over the last few weeks, the American people have been inundated with claims of sexual harassment from Hollywood actors to top politicians, and each one is worse than the last. Now, another massive scandal has been discovered that involves a top Hillary Clinton associate and a truckload of taxpayer dollars used to keep it all quiet. In the 40 years that the Clintons have been in the political spotlight, they have made a lot of friends along the way. However, the Clintons were not too careful when choosing the company they kept, and after all these years those choices are coming back to haunt them. The majority of the Clinton family's associates, friends, and co-workers have turned out to be felons, thieves, crooked politicians, and underage sex offenders. For instance, their good friend Webster Hubbell pleaded guilty to stealing at least $394,000 from his Arkansas law partners and more than a dozen clients, including the U.S. government, and eventually went to prison. Then there was Hassan Namazi, who served as Hillary Clinton's national finance director during her 2008 presidential bid, gathering as many donations to help her campaign as possible. Namazi also served as a foreign policy advisor and helped raise money for Bill Clinton's Legal Defense Fund and the Clinton Foundation. And, just as you suspected, Namazi was caught stealing millions of dollars to purchase property in New York and was sentenced to 12 years in prison, where he still sits today. Of course, the list could go on, but you get the point, right? So, it comes as no surprise that another top Clinton associate would be caught up to no good, and this one will be hard for Hillary to explain away. Here is more from your Newswire. A senior Democratic congressman silenced one of his sexual assault victims by paying her $27,000 in taxpayer money, according to a new report. Michigan Rep. John Conyers settled a wrongful dismissal complaint by bribing a former employee with government money after she refused to succumb to his sexual advances. Former staffers describe Conyers as a serial sexual abuser who would prey on young female staff, according to sworn affidavits. DailyCaller.com reports. BuzzFeed News first reported the bombshell allegations and accompanying settlement after right-wing blogger Mike Cernovich provided the website with the documents. One former female employee filed a complaint with the Congressional Office of Compliance in 2014, alleging that she was fired for rebuffing Conyers' sexual advances. It was that employee who eventually received a $27,111.75 settlement in 2015, in exchange for a confidentiality agreement. The congressman did not admit to fault as part of the settlement agreement. In her complaint, the former employee said Conyers repeatedly asked her for sexual favors and often asked her to join him in a hotel room. On one occasion, she alleges that Conyers asked her to work out of his room for the evening, but when she arrived the congressman started talking about his sexual desires, BuzzFeed reported. She alleged he then told her she needed to touch it, in reference to his penis, or find him a woman who would meet his sexual demands. Conyers regularly made sexual advances on female staffers and would ask them for sexual favors, according to the affidavits signed by his former staffers. Rep. Conyers strongly postulated that the performing of personal service or favors would be looked upon favorably and lead to salary increases or promotions, one former employee said in an affidavit. He also allegedly abused taxpayer funds to shuttle in women with whom he had sexual relationships. One of my duties while working for Rep. Conyers was to keep a list of women that I assumed he was having affairs with and call them at his request and, if necessary, have them flown in using congressional resources, one affidavit states. Another staffer told BuzzFeed that Conyers, who is the longest-serving congressman, used taxpayer funds to fly women in to see him. The bombshell allegations come just days after it was revealed that the Congressional Office of Compliance spent $17 million of taxpayer funding on harassment settlements, including for sexual harassment. These allegations are serious and could land Conyers in prison for using taxpayer money to silence victims that he sexually harassed. The time has come for all these nasty individuals to be rooted out of Washington, D.C. and replaced with those who have morals and a sense of integrity. President Trump was not kidding when he said it was time to drain the swamp, and from the looks of it, it may need a couple of more flushes.